Hey guys, John again from TD Racing 13, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Eachine 3D X4. This particular model is sold by Banggood.com. It's very similar to Eachine's CG23 Raider, but this one has the additional feature of having reversible motors. So the motors can reverse, allowing the quadcopter to fly inverted. So that's a very cool feature. This quadcopter hit the market shortly after the Blade Nano QX 3D, and it's pretty much been marketed as a low-cost alternative to the Blade model. Now when you get the quadcopter, you're going to get obviously the quadcopter, transmitter, a USB charger. You're going to get a set of spare props, and the props are very specific to this model. If I can get the focus on them. Because the prop is the same pitch, whether it's right side up or upside down. That allows it to have the reversible thrust. So you won't be swapping these props out with any other model's props. You have to buy them specifically for this particular model. And you'll also get a set of sticks. So you can take transmitter. If you don't like thumb pads, you can swap them out simply by pulling them off and put a set of sticks on. So that's a very nice feature. I fly with my thumbs, so I prefer the thumb pads, but it's nice to have the options. Moving right into the transmitter. The transmitter is very lightweight and really has that toy-like feel to it, which isn't unexpected with a low-cost model like this. However, it feels really good in your hands, and the sticks feel good. There's no grittiness, no binding, no tight spots. So all in all, I'm very happy with the transmitter. You have your trim buttons here, so you got left and right, forward and back, throttle, yaw trim. You have your rates here on the left side, 20, 60, and 100%. And the yaw rate does change with the pitch rate. It's fairly proportional, but in my opinion, 100% rates are a little slow. If this was a standard micro quadcopter, I'd be happy, I think, with the 100% rates. But where it's sold as a 3D model and more of a sporty stunt flying model, I feel like the rates should be a little bit quicker. On the right side here, you have your LED button. So this turns the LEDs on and off on the quadcopter. The shoulder buttons, the top left one, and the manual states that it's for orientation mode or headless mode, and it's actually even says orientation mode here on the box, but I have not been able to get that to work. If I push it once, like it says in the manual, the transmitter constantly beeps like it's supposed to, but the quadcopter has never gone into headless mode for me. I've tried it from a standstill, I've tried it from flying, I've tried pretty much every method I could think of to get it to go into headless mode, and I just can't get it to do it. So I don't know if there's something wrong with mine or if that's just how they are. And then the top right shoulder button, that's the button everyone wants to push first. That's the button everyone's interested in, because that is your inversion button. So you would simply push that button, that'll put it into flip mode, and then input which direction that you want to flip, and the quadcopter will do a 180-degree flip into inverted flight. Now, there's a few important things that I want to note about inverted flight and this flip button. The first thing is that if you continue to input the direction of the flip, and you really, when you hit it, you're going to just flip and that's it. If you do something lazy like that, the quadcopter is going to continue to flip until it winds up in a spectacular crash and a mess on the ground. I've had that happen multiple occasions. And also, when you're inverted, it's important to know that the quadcopter front is always the front. So if it's going this direction and it flips, forward is now this direction. However, your left and right yaw and pitch is reversed. So if you're behind the quadcopter and you want it to yaw left, you need to take the left stick and point it right. To me, that's super disorienting. I figured they might have done something with the programming so that it knows when it's inverted to reverse the left and right controls. They didn't, so it just takes some getting used to. I'm starting to get used to it, but it's tough. It's definitely a tough deal. One last thing I want to talk about before we move on to the copter is recalibrating the accelerometers. So you'll bind the transmitter, and it's a super simple process. Just take the left stick and go down right, and you'll see the LEDs flash. Once they're done, your accelerometers have been recalibrated. There's really not a whole lot to say about the quadcopter itself. I mean, it's got that aggressive Blade Nano kind of look to it, you know, with the built-in prop guards. The prop guards itself are effective, but they sit very close to the prop. So just the slightest knock into the prop guard is going to stop the prop and cause a crash. It's got 4 built-in LEDs right up under this, tucked up tight into the arms here. It's nice that they added LEDs, but they're not super effective. You know, unless it's directly above you, you really can't see them. Any kind of angle kind of causes the LED to disappear. The canopy is cool looking. It's got a nice shape, sleek shape, kind of looks like a race car, but it sits high on the prop guards. So if you try to land it upside down, you land on the canopy. And as you can see, my canopy's all scuffed up from crashing upside down. You know, so that's kind of an oversight on their part. The cool thing is, if you do crash upside down, the board knows if it's upside down or right side up. So if you crash upside down, hit the throttle, it reverses the thrust and takes off upside down. Then you can just, you know, invert it in flight or set it, you know, right side up in flight. I did see that T-Mart sells a version of this quadcopter that has a silver lower profile canopy, and it looks like the canopy sits lower than this one. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find just the canopy, so I'm going to kind of wait that one out until just the canopy is available so I can just snap it onto this one and try it out. The battery is swappable, and it's a 300, let's see, upside down, 300 milliamp hour battery. It takes about 45 minutes to charge it, but you get about 7.5 minute flights out of this thing indoors. So that's pretty good flight time. It's got a low voltage warning, but it's very short. Literally, once those LEDs start flashing to tell you the voltage is low, the quadcopter's landing. So just keep an eye on how long you've been flying. Maybe set a timer for like, I don't know, 6 minutes and 45 seconds just to be safe. In case you're outside, you're flying above something you don't want to land on. I think that's about it. I think that covers everything I wanted to talk about. All the features of the quad. So let's bring this thing up and check it out in flight. Okay, we'll do a quick indoor flight with the Eachine 3D X4. We'll start it off in low rates. Up, that's high rates. There we go. There's low rate. Low rate yaw. 60% yaw. 100% yaw. Like I said, the yaw rate's not terrible, but I mean, it's supposed to be a 3D quad. You know, there's some funnels. I just expected it to be a little bit quicker. So the funnels aren't bad. We'll do some inversion here. Like I said, it's slightly disorienting when you're upside down because everything's backwards. And you got to be careful, make sure you give it some throttle when you are flipping. It seems to recover better from a side flip, so here's a side flip. You know, it seems to recover better from a side flip than a front to back flip. Let's see, let's do a forward and back flip. It gets a little wonky there. You know, but the side to side flips aren't so bad. I really enjoy flying this quadcopter. Whoops. Let's see if we can get it out of there. Oh yeah. I really enjoy flying this quadcopter a lot more outside than inside. You know, it's just a lot more fun to fly outside for me. I just wish the LEDs were a little bit brighter so we can have some more fun with it outside. we'll move it back into 60% rates and just kind of do some circuits around the kitchen here. See, the prop guard works pretty well. A little unintentional prop guard test. But I mean, it's definitely not slow by any stretch of the imagination. But you'll see, once you get it outside, it's really, you know, 100% rate should really be a little bit faster. So I think that pretty much covers everything about this quadcopter. You know, at the end of the day, would I recommend this quadcopter? I would say yes. You know, it's definitely a fun little flyer. I think Eachine may have been rushed to get it to the market, you know, because the blade came out and they really had to get something out to, you know, I guess kind of compete with it. You know, so there's a few things that they could have done better. But all in all, it's not a bad flyer. It flies good. It's responsive. You know, I just wish it was a little more sporty. So I hope this video was helpful to someone. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I try to post new videos every Wednesday with some other videos in between. And as always, thanks for watching.